Hi, this is Gayle. Welcome to my channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about whatever's on your mind. Plus, we're going to be talking a little bit about channel support and why those like and run comments are not as helpful as you think they are. If I like and run, I'm talking about all of those little comments that are just nice and that's it, or good vid and they're gone. So we're going to talk about why that hurts channels. First, I want to invite you, if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do so because you are what makes this channel work. We do live streams on Sunday nights and also on Wednesdays at 3. On my other channel, we do live streams on Wednesdays at noon. So hope you'll join us for both. I see Amber and John Homestead Project is in the house. They got here first. Hey, Amber, welcome. Always glad to see you guys. Hey, y'all, forgive me if I start coughing. I'm fighting a cold still. But yeah, one of the things that we're going to talk about is those like and run comments. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to get into that in a few minutes, but we're also going to talk about whatever's on your mind. And I know, Amber, something that's on your mind is the ball game. So congratulations to you guys on your win. Yay, Alabama. But also want to say yay to the Tennessee Vols. We might actually have a good season this year. How's that for wonderful? And thanks for the like, Amber. I'm guessing you dropped it since you're the one in the chat room. And I got 2 more watching, so everybody go ahead and feel free to dive right into the chat room. 4 watching. Y'all just go ahead and dive right in and join us. Total domination, Amber. Okay. I don't know about total domination. I haven't checked the stats. I probably should check those standings. I actually don't keep up with it too much. Let's see. Ah, there you go. Looks like you're right. I was afraid you would be. Yeah, there you go. Total domination. There's Alabama right there. How funny I don't see Tennessee in the top 5. Obviously, that's a mistake on somebody's part. It couldn't possibly be that our football team is coming back from obscurity. So there you go. So congratulations, Amber. Hopefully one day we'll see UT back up on that list and the University of Tennessee will be once again the football team that we all dream it could be. You know, too bad we can't bring back Peyton Manning. That would solve all of our problems. So let's see. Ah, we have Spider-Man in the house. Hey, Spider. Welcome. Among other things, we're talking about UT football. Okay, I guess we should talk about Alabama football too, right, Amber? You know, I'm not sure where Doug is. Amber, do you know? Some of the videos coming out of North Carolina are terrible. My heart just breaks for the folks in Southeast North Carolina. And of course, people say, you know, why do they live there? Why don't they move? But they have their lives there, you know, and every part of the country has something going on. So, Douglas's power is out from the storm. Oh gosh, he has no power. See, Amber, he needs to talk to you about getting some solar put on. But Douglas is not flooded. Good deal. Do you know where he is? What state? And I found a video, you guys, that just about kills me on WRAL. That's the news station, the main one for North Carolina. It's a relatively old video by this point. It's been a couple of days, but wow, was it powerful? It really, I can't even begin to explain. Let me see if I can pull it up. It really outlines kind of what the flooding might be, at least in some parts. So it's insane. Let me see if I can find that again. It was on their Facebook page. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I've got it linked from my Facebook page, so let me pull it up there. Oh, he's in Concord. Okay. Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of it in Concord. Because they're kind of, Concord is like, I think kind of on 485 going kind of northeast of Durham. Okay, here's that video. I'm going to go ahead and pull it back on it. It really illustrated to me and brought home kind of what they're looking at. There we go. I just can't imagine what it would be like to have 30 inches of rain. You know, when ours gets to going here, if we get just a few inches, we have problems. Let's see. And why is that? Okay, I see what it's doing here. You bring that back up. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. And it gets to the point where it's going to like overflow trees and everything. And that NC-24 is a pretty major highway. And here they're talking about it being flooded and the trees and It's just crazy. You know, I can't even think about it. So that really tells a tale and really outlines it, you know. Yeah, they are, Amber. It's a shame we can't somehow move some of this water across the country and get it to California where the wildfires are, you know. So, hey, we've got 4 people watching. Go ahead and come on in and join us in the chat. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Thanks. Appreciate that. No, we don't. Fortunately for me, the area that I live in, we usually have water because we're on the edge of a rainforest. So that helps bring water to us when the rest of the country's having problems. So it's kind of those, you know, every area has some kind of a hazard. Yeah. With us, we have storms. I guess you do too, Amber. Storms, tornadoes, because you're a little closer to the edge of Dixie Alley than we are. So, yeah. So I wanted to talk for just a minute about like and run comments. Uh, those, you know, we talk a lot about support and what it looks like for channels to have support, and everybody wants to go around leaving comments. And we want to show our support and share the YouTube love on as many channels as possible. But what's happening is there's a couple of things happening there. One, when you leave a short comment and you don't take the time to actually watch the video, I've heard 30 seconds and I've heard a minute. When you don't take time to watch it, the less time you spend on it, the more you cut the average watch time. And I've talked about it before. If you have a 5-minute video and somebody watches the entire 5 minutes, then that's your watch time on the video. If somebody else comes along and they say, nice job, and they're gone, your watch time has been cut to 2.5 minutes. So the next time somebody else comes down, it's cut to 1 minute and 15 seconds. And so YouTube, you know, losing watch time is not good on the per video. But the other thing that YouTube is doing right now that I keep hearing people talk about is they're downgrading the channels that have the less watch time. So not only is your watch time per video being cut, but your overall watch time is suffering too, because YouTube is not finding YouTube, well, let me rephrase that. YouTube is finding that people are not valuing your videos as much as they possibly could. So they're penalizing the channels by not serving the videos as often, which, guess what? Cut your watch time even more. So if you want to support the channels, do real support, okay? Watch that 30 seconds to 1 minute. Take the time to leave a full comment, not just a word or two. Because look, every time you leave a comment on somebody's video, what you need to understand is that that comment is a shout out. Think of it as a shout out for your video. Yes, it's not directly on the video or the live stream that's going on right then, but people see your comment, and people will judge your channel based on the comment that you leave. So when people come to a video, we'll pick on like my service dog videos. When people come and they leave that 1 or 2 word comment, you know, not only is YouTube degrading that particular video, but other people see that 1 or 2 word comment, and instead of having the positive vibes or the warm fuzzies that makes them want to click on your channel, it turns them away because they see automatically that you're not giving real support, that you're just doing what I'm calling a like and run, and you're in and gone. And so YouTube is watching that. Oh, my audio is lagging. Okay. I don't know if there's anything I can do on that. Let me see. Okay. Well, I've got the back on the back screen on the analytics and manage. It's telling me that the stream health is good. So I don't have anything to do at this point because the health is good. All I can do is hope that it catches up. You know, it's YouTube. YouTube's going to do what YouTube wants to do. And I want to thank everybody that's stopping by and remind you, don't forget to give me a like on the video because guess what? YouTube's watching those too. And of course, they want to see likes. And used to, it didn't matter if it was like or a dislike because it was the engagement that counts. And so now I'm hearing a lot that the dislikes matter also. And that makes sense because YouTube is about making money, and that means making advertisers happy. And advertisers want their ads to run on videos that are likable, they're engaging, that have that interaction, because that's what advertisers want. I mean, think about it. If you're spending your hard-earned dollars, don't you want it to run on the best videos possible? Of course you do. And that's how corporations are thinking. So it's not that they're out to get necessarily the small YouTuber. I don't feel like they are. It's that they want the best bang for their buck. And so that's why YouTube is being picky. So, and Patricia, I'm really glad to see you. And I want to thank you for coming in. Are Amber, Patricia, are you guys noticing a lag with my audio? And Spider-Man says, keep their ads on TV, not online. Well, and that's good, but it doesn't help like YouTubers like me who partially rely on this income. You guys watching my videos and give me those legitimate views. That's how I paid for my textbooks for school this year and put gas in my car. So it's really a pretty big deal when you start talking about ad revenue being negatively impacted by people who leave those like and run comments. And we have Catadlinger 100. Hey, welcome. Thank you for joining us in the chat for this live stream. Okay, Amber is saying no lag here. Okay, great. You know, we don't have rain and bad weather right now, so hopefully that rain will be a non-factor and we'll continue with a good signal. Spider-Man, thank you for that like. That really helps. You know, the watch time helps. So it all goes in. And see, some of these changes about degrading or devaluing those channels that have the like and runs ultimately will help build a better YouTube. It's just that it really hurts, especially I think those of us who have small channels. Plus, it wastes our own personal time. You know, why would I spend 30 seconds going and leaving and signing on and pulling up and leaving a quick like on the video if I know it's going to hurt the channel. So it's not giving me the opportunity to, get my word out, because I want the full value of good comments, because that's a shout out for my channel that I've left on somebody's video. Hello, all my kitties, and welcome. Welcome. Yeah, Catagelinger. Yeah, it's frustrating. I've been here since, well, I guess I've been using YouTube for a long time, but I started, my first video went up in 2009, and then my channel was just dormant for a while. So the past couple of years, I've really started picking it up, and it's been very helpful. But those like and runs are something else. Yeah, and Spider-Man, I don't think everybody expects you to watch an entire video. But what I'm talking about is specifically those little short one word where you probably don't even have time for the ad to get to the point where you can click on it and get out of it before you're gone from the whole video. And it's those kind of comments that are hurting. But if you watch like 30 seconds to a minute of the video, that really helps. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the fastest typer in the world. So by the time I get to somebody's video and I formulate a coherent comment, it's taken me more than 30 seconds to do that. But that's just me. I've got 7 people watching now. Thank you guys all for coming in. Make sure you do drop a like on this video, please. It really makes a difference. Let's see. Kat is saying, I'm sorry to say this is an issue that has an unchangeable variable. It's going to have to be YouTube side that changes. This has likely been very influenced by the gaming boom. It could be the gaming boom. I see a lot of it coming from people who like do the whole like subs for sub kind of deal. They run around and they're just leaving those one word comments. And Kata says, I mean, you see 20+ minute average videos of some knob playing a video game, haha. But it's people's attention spans on the stuff. Yeah, I mean, it is. But it's also, combined with the attention span. I think part of it is ego, that you want your comments on as many videos as possible. And you want people to think you're supporting as many videos as possible. But instead of giving honest and legitimate support, you're kind of actually, I feel like you're stealing and you're taking away from that channel by doing that. Let's see, and Spider is asking, Gayle, what are you taking at school? I'm taking statistics, botany, and guitar. And botany and statistics are kicking my tail. And Kata says, yeah, but subs for subs are usually younger people, and those things die out almost as quick as they come. Think of them like embers from a fire. I think maybe it started that way, but I see a lot of adults who are doing that and getting caught up in it. So it's not just the younger kids, it's the adults. And I really feel like part of it is on YouTube with the need to get 1,000 subscribers before you can monetize. Although I understand where they're coming from, because they want their videos to be the highest quality possible because their advertisers want that. But on the other hand, I think that's really encouraging the folks to do everything they can to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and it's shortchanging their channels, and it's shortchanging other people. And Kata says, yes, it's actually very sad. It has a very influential effect that's noticeable. It is indeed. And, I don't think that people who leave those like and run comments intend to hurt the channel. What I'm hoping is that they'll see this and they'll think about it. Because when you do that, like I said, you're shortchanging the channel, but you're also shortchanging yourself, because people are not going to want to see your videos if they see you leaving a one word nice and you're gone. They're just not going to. And Kata says, it absolutely is on YouTube. This platform was never made to be a job or a means of established revenue. It only recently just became that way, and people haven't become with it. I think that it wasn't in the start meant to be an established revenue, but the monetization came fairly early in the YouTube's lifespan. I think I was offered monetization within a year or so, probably, of coming on with YouTube. And so, and then it went along for a while with an extremely minimal monetized amount, but really started kicking up about a year and a half ago. But I didn't quite have that watch time. So when they stopped it, then when they stopped, had this, I can't think tonight, when they adjusted their monetization strategy, even channels that had previously earned some income quit. So, and Kata says, they likely have no idea this algorithm stuff is confusing and vague. Yeah, it is. Kata, I could not agree with you more. Absolutely. And Spider-Man says you can block those cheap people from leaving comments on your channel. I'm at that point. And Kata says, what, 2009, 2008? Yeah, somewhere in there. I'd have to go look for sure, because I don't remember when the monetization exactly came to be, but it was pretty early in the YouTube lifespan. Llama Monster's in here. Hello, Llama Monster, and welcome. Stellar Piper's in here. She says, hey, welcome, Stellar. Stellar's a mod here. Welcome. Amber says, hey, Stellar, sis. All my kitties, that's a great idea. Absolutely great idea to leave the one-word spam comments in the spam folder. We've got to do what we can do to protect ourselves, and that's, it's what we got to do, which is another way, because it still is shortchanging the people who leave the comments, because nobody's ever going to see it. So, also, totally side note, but while I'm thinking about it, people have asked about being a moderator on the channel, and I do have some information about that on my About page, and it's been there for a long time. Can't even tell you how long. So, those of you who are asking about moderating, it's on there. Okay. But back to the like and run conversation. Llama says, I find that the more I ignore my subs, the more I seem to get. That's an interesting observation. That's interesting. I haven't noticed that, but I haven't specifically been looking for that. You may have encouraged me to change my strategy. I'm going to start paying attention more. And Kata says, have you considered having a Twitch account? You might be able to reach a broader, more influential audience. So you'll be able to have more active mods, which can stop trolls. Yeah, I've looked into Twitch. I've had problems establishing a channel on Twitch from the technology side. So that's why I'm pretty much on YouTube. I'm actually doing more kind of serious videos on my other channel, which this one's going to be more travel and stuff. But I'd really like to see about getting my other channel on Twitch if I can figure out the tech issues. Mama says, I never ask them for opinions. It's your ship. Sail it the way you want. There you go. Good point. I think there's value in asking you guys for your opinions because you're my heart. You are what makes this channel thrive. So I want your input. I want your opinions. On the service dog videos, I rely on your questions to channel that next week's video. So yeah, I want your input. But I also hear what you're saying about just random opinions. You're opening the door. I totally get you. Stellar is asking, what's Twitch? Okay, Twitch is by Amazon, and it's probably going to be a major YouTube competitor. I think it already is. What do you guys think? Let's see if I can pull up mine. I don't know that I even can. Now, Twitch started out for gamers, right, you all? Since I don't do anything much with it, I'm going to rely on your expertise. Okay. Stellar, this is what it looks like, okay? I'm not going to pull up my channel just because I can't get signed in. But yeah, here it is, Stellar. So there you go. That gives you an idea about Twitch. Very, very rough idea. And Lama says the problem with asking people is that they will tell you, then they get mad if you don't follow through. They can. I think it matters too about what you're asking them, because like with the service dog videos, so far I haven't, or at least nobody's told me that they've gotten mad and left. Because I do try to work their videos in, and if I can, their questions in, and if I can't put it on that particular video, I'll answer some over on my blogs. So, yes, Amber, you're right. Gayle, you're the captain of your channel. Yes, ma'am. Just as you are of yours, and the other channel owners are too. No. We have the right to set what we want and to dictate the atmosphere that we want to have on our channels. And that's the wonderful thing about YouTube. Now, I know people are hollering about YouTube and taking away freedom of speech and so forth. I haven't really seen that, because you are free to do what you want to on your channel. But if you take advantage of it, it doesn't mean it's going to be monetized if you put stuff out that's kind of questionable in nature. So if you want to go with monetization, you have to watch what you say, and you've got to keep it clean. But it's not just YouTube that's doing it. I notice on other platforms too. So there you go. It's my thoughts on that. Stellar said, I thought it was like Vine. No, I think it's a whole lot different than Vine. Vine was only like 6-second clips. Now, it could be that one of the other people in here could clarify this just a little bit. Kata, if you're still in here, maybe you could clarify Twitch Shore, since I'm not really on there. Or Amber, if you're on it. Amber says that us mods are the captain's cruise ship workers. Cruise ship workers. Amber, that's a good way to think of it. I like that. I like that. And I appreciate you guys. Amber and Stellar, you guys are awesome mods. Granny Monster, you guys are great. I know Granny's not in here right now, but I'm going to sing her praises anyway. Super, super people. And you guys do a whole lot of hard work, and I appreciate that. Spider-Man's asking if Twitch is free. Yes, Spider-Man, I think it is. And Stellar's agreeing with Amber. I think it is. I don't really, it's been a while since I've started, but I do think it's free, actually. Let me see if I can pull that up again. Okay. I also think they have a better app on Twitch. Now, that's something I'm checking into more. Of course, my problem with apps is I've got so dang much from school, it's filling up my memory. So it's kind of darned if I do, darned if I don't. Llama, to the best of your recollection, is it free, and can you shed any light on it? Because I have an account there, but I've not done anything with it. So hopefully you can help us with that. And I got 7 people watching now. Thanks to each and every one of you. Please don't forget to give me those likes. Very, very important right now. And we're talking about like and run comments, as well as whatever else is on your mind. So let's see. I've had my phone go off. Let me just check it. Hey, Chica, you mentioned your About page a minute ago. You know you've got your schedule wrong. Thanks, Gloria. I got you. I'll work on that. But Gloria, I just changed the schedule a couple of weeks ago, and so I'll get that taken care of right now. But just to recap on my schedule, I live stream at 9 p.m. on Wednesdays. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. on Sundays, 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. I have regular uploads during the week, service dogs on Friday, as you know, Gloria. And there you go. My other channel, we live stream Wednesdays at noon. And we have a series of guests lined up for that. So I'm really excited. We've had some great guests so far, and we've got some great guests coming up. So Llama's saying, going back to the stream, you know, we were talking about like and run comments and why they hurt channels. Then we got off talking about Twitch as possibly a YouTube alternative. Llama Monster is sharing that she has a channel, but it doesn't get a lot of traffic. Okay. And Amber says, Gayle, I have 5 subscribers because of my last 2 videos. They didn't like them. And you know, I don't think it's bad to lose subscribers because they don't like your content, because you don't have to risk them doing the like and run thing. You know. Hillbilly Wine 101 is in. Hey, Hillbilly Wine. Thank you for coming in. So please drop me that like, you all that are in here, if you haven't done so already. I appreciate that. And Amber, I got that you meant lost. Totally got you. And I've noticed too that sometimes I'll post a video and I'll lose a couple also. And that's okay, because no, life's too short to fill it with following a channel and you don't like it. You know, if I follow a channel, it's because I like it. I may not get there as often as I want to watch the content, which is just me being a loca. It's my crazy life. But yeah, if I subscribe to a channel, it's because I like it. And I think a lot of other people do that too. Llama's saying Twitch is mainly for live streaming. That's good to know. Oh, my kitties, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Thank you very much for that. Hillbilly Billy, like number 7. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, those, but going back to the like and run comments, yeah, I don't think people mean for them to be helpful, you know, I mean, to be hurtful. That's the thing. I think that the average person thinks that they're helping, and they think that they're supporting. And I feel like if the average person, now there's always going to be a few people that don't care, can't do anything about that. But I think for the most part, I think people are trying to support as many channels as possible and don't realize that they're really having a negative impact on that channel. So, and a couple of you guys just came in and may have missed my explanation on how it hurts. And what like and run comments do is they kill your watch time per video. And then as your average watch time on each video goes down, YouTube notices that. Their algorithms are paying attention. They're constantly monitoring all my videos and all of yours. And so when they see that watch time being devalued by people leaving the like and runs, they then turn around and they devalue your videos and don't show them as often. So it's crazy. But as I was saying a little while ago, it makes sense from an advertising perspective because, you know, like I said, YouTube does want to keep their advertisers happy. And we want YouTube to keep their advertisers happy because the more the advertisers are happy, the more money they'll spend on the platform and the more money there will be going around to support channels and creators. And absolutely, Hillbilly Wine, again, thank you for that like number 7. Llama is saying that the subs are 10 to 20% of my views, so I don't really focus on them. You know, that's great. My subs are under 10% on my videos, and I get many more views from people who are not subs. Oh no, Amber. I need a new phone charger. Mine is not wanting to charge. I hope it lasts until next month. Gotcha. Amber, they have those. If it's a USB cord problem, you can get a USB cord at, of all places, the Dollar Tree. They also have, or the one up here has the wall outlet chargers, but they're not worth a dang. They're very, very slow. Spider-Man says, yeah, YouTube needs to make the users happy too and fix the bugs as well. That will make me happy. Absolutely. That really, but I swear, I think some of the bugs aren't bugs. I think they're just leaving them in for whatever purpose. Amber says, Llama, I don't know my percentage at all. Yeah. Amber, if you go into your Creator Studio, you can check it through that. And when you go down to watch time, then after you click on that, it'll take you to the window and it'll give you all kinds of watch time data, more than you ever want to know. And it'll tell you like what videos have the most watch time, where your subs are, their age groups, all kinds of demographics. So it's under, if you go into your Creator Studio and then you go on the left screen to Analytics and you scroll down from that, I think you have to click, I don't remember if you click Overview or not, but it's on that section and then it'll give you watch time reports and watch time. So click on that, and then once you get into the watch time, that's when you can find out, you know, not just what your demographics are, but what videos, and then clicking on that and it'll tell you, clicking on other links in there will tell you like your average watch time per video and give you the drop off. And like I said, more than the average YouTuber really knows what to do with. So I hope that helps, Amber. Amber says, I need a new USB charger from the Dollar Tree. That's where I got this one. It lasted for about 8 months. Yeah. Whoa, my electricity is flashing. Great. This may not be good for the stream. We'll see. If it cuts out all of a sudden, I'll try to get back on with my phone, but sometimes that doesn't help. The USB charger from the Dollar Tree, those are very, very slow. So you may be able to pick one up at Walmart for just a couple of bucks more. But I've got one from the Dollar Tree, and I toss it in my backpack, so I'll have it with me at school for a backup. But it's just slower than Christmas. Yeah, Stellar, they're not bad for $1. Lama says, I love the Dollar Tree. Don't buy the cheese, though. Trust me. Okay, I will trust you on that. Amber says, nope, Stellar. That's just true. And Spider-Man says, you could have a ghost, Gayle. Lights go out and on when there's a ghost or something else. Yeah, they do. Also, I have a tendency, I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to let Stellar tell you what I do with light bulbs, just so you know it's from an unbiased source. Yeah, I love the earbuds from Dollar Tree. And they have those that have the microphone on them, and I find those to be helpful for doing voiceovers on the videos of all things. So I've got one I'm doing, had to do a fair amount of voiceover work on. Not as bad as I have been, Stellar, but what she's alluding to, what I asked her to say is just, yeah, when I get stressed, we blow out lots of light bulbs. And I can walk into a room, and if it's been a super stressful day, the light bulbs will go. It's just the way I am. I'm hard on watches. Sometimes I have to watch, especially the watches that are not digital. Sometimes they'll start running backwards. It's just really weird. Stellar, I bought my earbuds from the Dollar Tree. They last a good while. Yeah, they do. They're great. Just watch out for Momo, Gayle. Okay, I don't know what Momo is. All my kitties is still here. Hey, thank you. Glad you're here. Amber says, my Dollar Tree doesn't sell the ones with the microphones. Yeah, I'll pick one up for you. I'll be glad to. I was really surprised at how well they did for voiceover work. You know, here I was, I thought I had to spend $100 on a good mic for voiceover. Who knew I could get one for $1 at the Dollar Tree? Yeah, all my kitties is saying the Dollar Tree earbuds do sound great. And Spider-Man says, do a search. It is all over the internet. She's a demon. Okay. All right, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, those Dollar Tree earbuds are great. Yeah, I have them. I like to have them to toss in my backpack. You know, I've got a set for school. I've got a set for home. I got them stashed. So yeah, they're great. Yeah, Stellar, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you there. Oh, and I've got this neat little thing I'm going to show you guys in case you all ever need to get something. I actually have what a friend of mine termed a survival kit. Now, she got this off of Amazon. I don't really know what the name of it is, but it's got adapters in it. And let's see. It's got right and left micro USB to micro USB adapters. And so I was at the hospital one time and I couldn't charge my phone because of the way the adapters were. And the hospital adapters weren't fitting onto my phone well. So she got me these little gadgets so I can plug into just about anything I need to. This is the neatest little kit. So if any guys are doing YouTube a lot and you may have to charge your phone, like at a hospital or somewhere, get one of these. This has been a lifesaver. You know, you just put the tips on the other cords and it acts like a little extender. And so it can get past your, whoops, I got my phone. It can get past your case. Oh, I got another message from Gloria. I totally missed it. Oh, Gloria was pointing out my schedule and she says, that's okay, Gayle. We love you and love your channel. Thank you, Gloria. Love you too. So anyway, these little gadgets are great. I don't know how I got by without them so far. And I know that doesn't have anything to do with why like and run comments hurt channels, but we were talking about equipment and the buds with the microphone, so I thought I'd mention this. While we were talking about it, now I got to put all my little parts back in the bag. Yeah, they're great. So, yeah, I'd be lost without them now. Let's put that all in there. So, okay. So where were we in the conversation? Ooh, Amber is giving Dollar Tree a good recommendation on coffee mugs. That is great. Hillbilly Wine 101 that was just in here does some coffee reviews, so that would be great. Stellar Piper is saying really Dollar Trees are just awesome. Okay. And Spider says, well, I hate to go. I have to run down to Walmart. It's been a hot day in the high 90s, starting to cool off. I hate hot weather. Yeah, I would say it would, Spider. So, where are you? What portion of the country are you in? Yes, it is stellar, but we don't want to talk about that. I want the weather to get cool, but not cold. So, for me, that's the best. When it's like 75 degrees out, not 100. Yes, Spider, you. Okay, that'll work, Spider. Amber says, Gayle, I'll send you a pic of my Dollar Tree coffee mug I have. That'll be great. Unless, wait, let me qualify that great. If it's got the Alabama team logo on it, it might not be so great. Oh, North Dakota, totally. I couldn't remember which Dakota it was. Oh, really? Snowing already in the UK? Wow. It's been snowing up in Alaska too. I checked on that. I hope the snow holds for Alaska. There you go, Spider. That's awesome. But I hope Alaska gets the snow that they need because it affects the Iditarod. And we don't want anything to negatively impact the Iditarod, you know? No, 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 that would be a bad thing. Oops. Ooh, okay. You can have the cold, cold winters. I don't like the cold, cold, but I like it cool. I like fall, is what I like. Oh, no, Amber, you can't do that. No, 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 no. We would miss you. Although I understand the healthcare is better in the UK. I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration, Spider, but we get where you're coming from. So it's not even that cold in Alaska. Quite. Fairbanks, of course, has colder weather. When I was up in Fairbanks a couple of years ago, we were there in July and it was snowing. And I got to say, that Walmart and Fairbanks, Alaska, actually let us tap into the electricity. It was so nice. Very helpful. Makes sense. Except for mosquitoes. Yeah, Amber, send lots of postcards. Okay, gotcha. Well, Spider-Man, I hope you have a good trip to Walmart when you go. Yeah. I was thinking about Walmarts earlier for North Carolina. I hope they can get the Walmarts in places up and running pretty quickly so people can stock up. Amber says, I'll visit the UK someday, but I will never move there. Good news. Good for that. So, yeah. Of course you do, Stellar. Amber, I do too. Yeah. I'll take it and show the kids at church. They get excited seeing postcards from different countries. So, yep. Excuse me. So wow. Cough, cough. Glasgow. That's in Scotland. That would be fun. That's true. You know what's crazy about Alaska though? Like up in Denali, it gets really, really cold. But they've got all these flipping mosquitoes. Now you would think the cold would just obliterate the mosquitoes, but no, we still have to put up with them. Yeah, but that's the only bug. What is it? They say that the mosquito is the unofficial state bird of Alaska. Let me see if I can pull that up. I think that's what they say. Here we go. So we have it for sure. Ta-da! State bird of Alaska. So they're freaking everywhere. And they're huge. But that is not a reason not to go to Alaska. I think that's wrong. What else we got going on here? Okay, we'll go back to the other one. Oh, yeah, this is so totally Alaska. All right. I'll stop screen sharing now so we can get back to business. Amber, will it fit in your carry-on? I don't know anything about that one. And hello, WWE guy, FTW. Yeah, we got kind of sidetracked. We're also talking about why those like and run comments hurt channels, but we've also gotten sidetracked some. We're really good on this channel at going down rabbit trails. So I don't know about the program that you're talking about. Lama, thank you for coming in and hanging out. You've been super to do that, and it's super appreciated too. Don't forget, you guys that have just come in, we appreciate you. Don't forget to give me a like on the live stream. We really appreciate that. And again, thank you, Lama, for coming in. Oh no, Laurel, I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better. Those hiatal hernias are not fun. But welcome. So if you guys are guilty of doing the like and run comments, please don't. They're very detrimental to the very channel that you're trying to support. So, and nobody wants to hurt, or most people don't want to hurt another channel on YouTube, because we need to be about building each other up. But when those like and run comments, when you leave them, again, you know, people are not going to want to respond to your channel. If they see a comment you left on somebody's video, they want to see, you know, honest, legitimate comments left from you on somebody else's video. And, you know, as you continue to kill the watch time for that channel, you know, you're just making it harder or making it less likely for YouTube to serve that channel and boost it up. So yeah, there you go. So yeah. And let me go back and catch up with conversation here. Give me just a second. Okay, I think we're good. Stellar says, what does it do if we watch regularly but don't comment? Okay, if you watch regularly and you watch the video, then you're helping that video's watch time. Comments are helpful because YouTube watches those because they're looking for engagement, but they're also looking at how long you stay on a video. So I really don't know what the correlation is about how long you have to watch and whether or not you leave a comment and what the percentage is. I mean, that's part of the YouTube algorithm that who knows? I don't even know if YouTube knows how that does. But definitely watching as much of the video as possible just helps that watch time. So that's going to help the YouTube creator that you're trying to support. So whether it's 30 seconds or a minute or the whole thing, the more watch time you give, the more it helps. Uh-oh. Candy woke you up, almost had to call 911. Oh no. Were you okay? I mean, you're here now, but and Emery is asking, how's John and Tomlin? They're fine. Tomlin just came in from outside, so he's pretty good. He's been having some issues lately. It's called stubbornness. So we're having to do some reinforcement on who the alpha adults are. And it's really coming into play because he has taken quite a liking to one of our pillows. But at least he lets us share his bed, right? I'd love to say that it's the other way around, but he has thoroughly claimed it. And what is it with animals that it's like the smallest animals take up the most space? And of course, Tomlin's an 85-pounder. He's not real small, but he takes up the whole thing of whatever he's laying on. The couch, the love seat, the floor, the bed, it doesn't seem to matter. It's the whole thing. It's crazy. And let's see. Stellar says, I tend to watch YouTube on my smart TV, so I can't really comment, but I do generally watch the whole video. That's really helpful, Stellar. Very helpful, even if you can't comment, because you're helping that person's watch time. And Laurel says that was last night. Oh no. Laurel, do you want to say about what happened? If you don't want to, it's totally fine, but I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you had her to help you. And no, Stellar, Tomlin isn't spoiled one little bit. No. But he spoils me. I need him to be there for me. And so it's worth every bit of spoiling him back. Isn't it crazy? Laurel has a 6-pound chihuahua and it stretches across her hospital bed. Yep. They don't care. They want the entire space. But you know, it's worth it. I will say that. And with me, I like having Tomlin close by because, like with your little dog, Laurel, he notices. Yes, Stellar, he does. I agree. Totally agree. Yeah. Oh, gotcha, Laurel. It'll do that. The aspiration can be really scary too, because it takes a while to recover from that. Yeah. We actually thought when my younger daughter was a baby, we were concerned that she had a hiatal hernia. But it turned out to be something else with her stomach workings. But she would aspirate quite frequently and be a pretty sick gal. So I'm sorry you're going through that. But I'm glad that she's there to wake you up. When you have a service dog, you're very blessed. That's just the way it is. Let me see what Gloria wants again, if it's her. No, it's my botany lab person. So I can get with her in a little bit. Botany is one of the classes that I'm taking this year, and it's a rough one, folks. Not gonna lie. What I did not know is that botany is a suggested precursor for organic chemistry being a nightmare class. So sorry about that. So let me get back to topic here. If I can keep from sneezing. Yep, that heart burns. Aw, that's good. The Candy knows her sign, which sounds like clearing my throat. She gets right up to wake me up. I agree, Stellar. I was just fixing to say, definitely a good dog. And I think we've talked before, if not with you, Laurel, with a couple of other people, about how sometimes the general public doesn't take small dogs seriously as service dogs, but I'm really glad you've got her. That is great. So let's see. Okay. So there we go. Okay. I was thinking that you were in there. Penny Cockrell also has a small dog. I don't know if you've talked to her or not, but she is super. And we've got a couple more people that have just started watching. Thank you and welcome. And don't forget, everybody, give me those big likes and those big thumbs up. Anybody wants to send in a super chat, you're welcome to do so. We've got that active as well. So, and I've been really grateful for you guys because you guys watching this stream has been what helped me buy my textbooks for school. And I appreciate that. So yeah. Yeah, reflux is definitely not fun. And that's another thing. I think people don't realize the seriousness of reflux either. Amber says, I broke your like button. Oops, my bad. Okay, Amber. Oh, no, not secret chat, super chat. I'm sorry. Super chat is just a way for people to donate to the channel if they want to. But I will say that I have been thinking about not necessarily a secret chat, but doing a private chat sometimes. That has been suggested to me, especially where I used to work and do domestic violence help. And some of the people who have followed me from that have suggested doing like a private live stream sometimes. So I don't know. I'm taking that into consideration. For fall, with what else is on my plate with school, it's probably not going to be possible, but maybe into the first of the year, We'll see. I'm checking into it. Yeah. So, yeah. It's, there's a little button. That's a good question, Narl. Hold on. Okay. At the bottom of the chat menu, there's a happy face and a little $ icon. And I really don't remember. I've only given super chats a couple of times, mostly to Roberto Blake and then a couple of others that were raising money for a cause, but I don't remember it. You're welcome, Laurel. They're the truth. So anyway, I am thinking about doing, like I said, not necessarily a secret chat, but a private chat. First of the year, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna be posting some different polls over in the Facebook group as time goes on, and so that'll be one of the polls that I put up. And I know we're off topic from what we originally had said we would talk about, but we're famous for going down rabbit trails and supporting each other, and that's what we're all about here. So, yeah. My eyes are watering. Please forgive me. I've been fighting a cold. So, yeah. I actually had to go to the doctor this week for just some regular checkup stuff. And she looked at me and she looked in my mouth and she's like, "Yep, you got it." And I was like, "Yep." But that's okay. And Stellar is talking about being on her mobile phones. And, oh, okay. There we go. Instructions may be different. All right. Amber says, "I call them wabbit holes. Look, LOL." Okay. Oh, LOO. Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes they are rabbit holes. Rabbit holes. Now I can't pronounce it. And speaking of rabbit holes, down the rabbit hole, WRABBIT, had a live stream today. And guess what? She's in Alberta, Canada, and it's snowing there. So again, with the snow already. And pretty cool. Amber, I did see your video on the Edison battery. Speaking of commenting, I could not comment with my phone because just not that my phone wouldn't let me. I just wasn't in a place where I could get the phone and comment when I was watching your video. But I'm going to go back and do that. And I think those little wabbit holes are fine to go down. Let's see. I keep getting bleeps on my phone. Okay, I don't know why I got this alert, but there was an earthquake in Fiji. Oh, not even in Fiji. South of the Fiji Islands in the ocean. No tsunami. Okay, that's good. I don't know what I subscribed to get that one. So, oh well, sorry about that. And yes, Amber, you are. You have a knack for making people laugh. That's why we love you, Amber. That is indeed. See, because the rest of the time, to make me laugh, I have to rely on my Google Home Mini. And lately, she's been a little hard of hearing. So, yeah. Like the other day, I was like, okay, Google, tell me a joke.
Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he can never land.
Did you guys hear that? Why is Peter Pan always flying? And it's because he can never land. That's bad. But sometimes lately I've been having to ask it 2 and 3 times. So see, much better to have you, Amber. Even if you are an Alabama fan. They're fine, Stellar. It really sounds like it was fine. And I probably even shouldn't have mentioned it. It just startled me that I got an alert on that. I must have signed up for something. I don't know what I signed up for. Oh, well. Who knows? I'll worry about that later. Sounds like Google is listening about as well as Tomlin is. Well, no, actually, Tomlin listens pretty well. You've seen the meme of a husky. It's got like 4 pictures on it, and it's got like mailman, and the husky's listening there, and it's got like package delivery, and the husky's laying there, and then it's got cheese wrapper and huskies on alert. They listen great. That's okay. People ask me, am I ever going to take? That's just mean to ask. That's just mean. People should not do that. And if they understood what life is like with a service dog, people would be nicer. I sort of went on a little rant the other day in school about that because somebody was letting folks at school pet their service dog. And I went to class and I'm like, people, don't ask somebody that's a service dog handler if you can pet their service dog. I didn't have Tomlin there with me that day because I've just about quit taking him to school because he keeps getting stepped on because people aren't looking for service dogs, and it's frustrating. But anyway, that's probably a rant for a service dog video. Okay, and Amber's saying, Gayle, a few days ago, there was another earthquake on the South Carolina-Georgia state line, a 2.6. Woo! Fortunately, those little ones are not anything to worry about, but it still makes you wonder. I got you, Laurel. I got you. Isn't it funny how dogs just pick up and you don't think about a dog speaking like English, but they basically do. Or whatever language for the country they're in. Stella, you're asking Amber what she did to cause the earthquake? That's funny. And we have a couple more people watching now. Feel free to come on in and join us in the chat. We'd be glad to have you. We sort of deviated a little bit about why like and run comments hurt channels because we've gone down the rabbit hole, but that's fine. So come on in. Excuse me. I just about had a sneezing fit Sunday night. I hope not to do that tonight. And Amber says, Stellar, I know I make a grand entrance. Yes, Elliot Mayo. Absolutely, you do sometimes, Amber. So. And Laurel says, I was at the zoo on Labor Day and over 500 people asked to pet her. Really? That is so frustrating. It's like, I don't get upset with the people who don't know, because a lot of people just think dog, cute, pet. And it's like, it never sinks in that you're not supposed to pet the service dog. So I get people who don't know, or people who just totally, their brain shuts down and they forget. What I really hate, Laurel, have you ever had somebody come up and say, "Oh, I know your dog's a service dog, but can I pet it? It's just so cute." And you stand there going, "Don't pet the service dog." So they proceed to stand there and talk to your service dog. And then with me, I have to explain, don't talk to my service dog. Don't distract my service dog. But it's so frustrating. Fortunately, it's not quite as bad at school, but it still kind of gets bad. And what doesn't help is when service dog handlers stand there and let everybody pet their service dog. And you're like, okay, is this a therapy dog, or is this a service dog, or is this an ESA? Anyway, I probably shouldn't rant on that right now. So yeah, Laurel, you get it. It's not, it's so frustrating. It is indeed. So, I don't know why the person was doing that. I'm thinking, I can't decide if I want to say something and ask the next time I see her, or if I just don't want to say anything, because it's a tough call. I spoke to a lady in a grocery store one time who had her ESA, and the ESA, he was in a vest, but he was crawling all over her, and he was in the buggy, and it was one of those motorized carts, and she had been kind of trying to hold it, but then he got kind of loose from her lap, and he's like crawling over her shoulder or climbing over her shoulders and so forth. And it really looked like she was about to lose the dog. So I said something to her, and she didn't know you couldn't take an ESA into the store. So let's see. Stellar Piper says, Laurel, maybe you should charge a silly question fee when people ask you that. That's brilliant. I wish we could. Laurel and I would probably be millionaires. And let's see. Laurel says, I believe some handlers don't understand how it undermines a handler's health and safety. I agree. Totally agree. Yeah. I know we've had problems with ESAs that weren't trained to behave, just like the basic behaviors, and who went after Tomlin, and that was not a good situation. Amber wants to know what an ESA is. An ESA is an emotional support animal. Taylor says you could probably use that to pay your tuition. Yep. Use something. But I think if we could charge just even a nickel stupid question fee, we would be rich. So I probably should do a live stream on Service Dog Friday sometime. If I can keep from losing my temper. Because I know I get very passionate about this, but it's so frustrating when people do that. And they just come up and they just continue to talk, and they will often use a high-pitched, squeaky voice, which is the craziest. But anyway, they're basically glorified pets. They can be. They can be. But ESA designation typically works for housing. It doesn't protect the dog. There's no legal protections that allow the dog to go into hospitals and other places like there is for the service dogs. It's because they don't have that task training to mitigate a person's disability. You know, if a dog has the training, like let's say they even have just the natural tendency, you can still have the training to help the dog bring out that natural tendency more. And I guess what I'm thinking is on things like seizure help. And if they can alert for a seizure, a lot of times they'll do that just kind of out of the natural human service dog bond. And again, I know we're getting off track, and we'll go back to why like and run comments hurt channels in a minute. But a service dog will do that out of the human and animal bond. But once they do it a few times, then you can work with the animal to help the animal tune that so that they can do it reliably. And so once you have an animal trained to that degree, then that animal becomes a service dog. Now, at that point, the service dog is helping a person mitigate a disability, whereas an ESA is a dog or any kind of animal that just the person feels like they need for emotional support, and there's no training there. The dog isn't task trained. They aren't necessarily even behavioral trained. Like they may have potty training, sit and stay, but that may be all. And so the whole idea that an ESA would ignore a service dog, that training's not there. So it can set up for some dangerous situations. As we found out with Tomlin, when ESAs have tried to attack them. Not a cool thing. So then that can in turn ruin a service dog. And then once a service dog is ruined, that person doesn't have help for their disability. So, and it kind of snowballs. So that's why. So here we go. And if somebody came in, I've got to find you. Hold on. I've rattled so much, the chat has gone. Jerry's Wood Shop and Outdoors. Hi, Jerry. Sorry about that, but welcome. And Laurel is asking, what age truly is ethically for an SDIT to start PA in non-pet friendly businesses? Laurel, it's my understanding years ago, I called the Department of Justice and I asked that very thing. So if it hasn't changed, there's no legal protection from the dog until after they come out of the training period and have those tasks and all of that behavioral training and ignore and leave it and that kind of training. It's whenever they accomplish that. Apparently, that's when it moves from a service dog in training to getting that stamp of approval. And that can happen at an agency or not. You can work with private trainers. So, Stellar says they're not covered by ADA. ADA requires and has standards. There you go. This would be a good video for Service Dog Friday. Yes, Stellar, it would. Maybe what I should do is just to have a live stream on Service Dog Friday or record one and replay it on Service Dog Friday. That may be what we need to do. We'll see. We'll talk about that in the group and see what you guys want to do. Jerry, we're off topic. Sorry about that, but welcome. We were talking earlier about why those like and run comments hurt channels. So that's earlier in the stream. But what we were talking about is how it robs the video of watch time and how that devalues the video with YouTube algorithms and so forth. Just listening. Okay. Well, you're welcome to just listen. That's why we went down the rabbit trail. So, but yeah, listen, hang out. You're welcome to, because we're glad to have you. And you guys, if you haven't seen Jerry's Wood Shop and Outdoors, obviously that's what it's about. And he talks about things like four-wheeling and bug out locations and things like that. It's a really neat channel. And so Laurel, getting back, says, that's what I thought. I see people taking puppies as young as 6 months old. Okay. Unless it's changed, that's what the Department of Justice said, but it's been a while. Stellar says, I'm going to have to go shortly. Okay. Stellar, thank you for having been in. 3 cheers for my mods. Yay. I'll pull it up, and I think I've got the service dog law bookmarked. Let me see if I can find that. If I do, maybe it's in there. I've actually got it in a couple of places. Okay. I don't see it, but I'm just doing it real quick. So I'm probably overlooking it. And there may be some places that would allow a service dog in training in. I just don't think there's any kind of legal kind of thing for it. I'm just looking here. I thought I had it on my bookmarks. I don't see it. I'm sorry, Laurel. I have to try and find it. Oh, the likes and runs. Okay. Those little short like and run comments that people will leave on a video. What happens is if you have, like, let's say a 10-minute video and somebody comes and they watch the whole thing for 10 minutes, then you have a watch time on that video of 10 minutes. So you have a full percentage. If somebody else comes and they type in like and they're gone, they don't really watch the video. There's no time there to have watched it. So you've just cut the watch time on that video from 10 minutes to 5. And if another person comes along and doing it without anybody else watching it, the watch time on that video goes to 2.5 minutes. So what YouTube does is their algorithms want to see people watching videos longer because it tells YouTube that that particular video is valuable. And so when you have a video that keeps getting cut with the watch time per person, that tells YouTube's algorithms that that video must not be valuable. when it actually may not have anything to do with the video, but just to the traffic to it. So what happens is when the video, when YouTube algorithm sees that that video is potentially not valuable, it stops showing it. So when it comes to suggested videos and things like that, the video becomes less likely to be shown. It's being buried essentially in YouTube land. When enough happens like that on a channel, YouTube will then go back and they'll devalue the channel so that overall with the channel, those videos are less likely to be served. So across the whole channel. So you have it starting in like some videos and then it spreads, kind of like the flu, I guess you could say, and infects the whole channel. So that's how come, leaving those little like and run things are hurtful to the channel. But the other way that a like and run hurts is if you're a person who has a channel and you go to a page and you leave a comment, other people see that comment. So it's like giving yourself a little miniature shout out on that channel, because people, when they see the video, whether they see 10 seconds of it or the whole thing, eventually people go down and they look at the comments. And if you leave an intelligent, relevant comment, that makes them that much more likely to see your channel. Well, if you just leave one of the like and run comments, nobody's going to want to see your channel. That's not going to entice somebody to want to see your content. So leaving a comment other than like and run is beneficial, not just for the YouTuber who has created that video, but for the YouTuber, if you've got a channel that leaves the comment. So that's why like and runs can hurt channels and how. So yeah. And kind of going back to the chat here. Okay, Stellar was answering about service dogs in training. Okay, that's good about the student joining. That's real good. Oh, Jerry's gets plenty of watch time, but not many comments and likes. It's weird the way it works. I'm with you. I've got one of my more recent videos, made months ago, is on the washing machine that I bought. And it's a portable washing machine, and we've got it set up. We can run it on solar and what have you. And I've got thousands of likes on it. But I mean, thousands of views on it, but not that many likes. I can't figure it out. It's just weird. So yeah, it happens like that. I do think that the more, not firm, or forceful, but the more maybe repetitive that I am, it seems to help with the likes and the views. But like this portable washing machine has got like 22,000 views, but I don't have that many likes on it. I haven't looked lately, but I bet you if I have 400 likes, that would be overstating it. I think the last time I looked, it was around 250, actually. And that's not many after 22,000 views. And I have another video that's on a craft of all things, and it's got like 25,000 views. And I don't think it has even 100 likes on it. It's weird the way that works. So, yeah. But yeah, Laurel, I don't think people realize how it can hurt a channel, but there's lots of spin-off. So when you guys, if you leave a like, great. But if you can watch a minute of that video, it helps. So. And Amber and John has returned. So hi, Amber. I shouldn't say Amber and John, but your channel name is Amber and John Homestead Projects. So that's why. But I know you're just Amber, which is a very important person to be. No, yeah. And let's see. I keep getting dings tonight. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm on some. Oh, that's Gloria. And Gloria says, Gloria says, hey, gotta run. Can't keep hanging out tonight. Have work early. Y'all are awesome. Take care. Bye. So, Gloria, thanks. Thanks for the comment, for coming by. So. And Amber says, my husband had me help him. Okay. That was nice that you were willing to help him. Gayle, you're just popular. I don't know about that, but thank you. See if I can not cough my way through this tonight. See, I just found a note that I have to edit a video. Okay, I'll get on that later. And let me ask you all, have you noticed that some YouTube videos are playing in a different size format than others? Does anybody else notice that? I pulled one up the other day and it was like it was in a square almost. Just kind of weird. But what drives me crazy, have you guys seen the IGTV videos where it's tall and narrow? I wonder if YouTube is experimenting to kind of compete with IGTV. And let's see. Amber says, oh, Gayle, I got noticed for the first time in a local Dollar General store a quarter mile from me. He was like, hey, I seen you on YouTube. It was awesome to be noticed from YouTube. Amber, that's so cool. Congratulations. And Laurel says, yes. Okay. And so does Amber. Yep. I'm wondering if they're just trying to compete. And hey, we've got another person that just came in. So welcome. Feel free to join in the chat room. We'd love to see you. And Laurel said she noted what we're talking about to the person who just joined us right now is we're talking about how some YouTube videos are playing more as a square now instead of in the traditional rectangle format. So I hope they leave it as the traditional format. But Laurel, you noticed it when you were watching a crochet video. I cannot imagine that the square format would be conducive to watching a how-to video like crochet. That would, I wouldn't think that you could see all the details that you need to. What was your experience with that? Was it good, bad? Hi, Spider, and welcome back. Well, he wants to get to know us better and even shook my hand. How cool. Well, you've got some good videos. I've got to go back and comment on your batteries, though. But it was helpful. Yeah. I found all your videos to be super with the van. And we were talking about the battery for the van at one point. You guys who haven't watched my channel much may not realize that I have a van camper and we have it outfitted for solar. Amber and her husband have a lot of solar videos on their channel. So they're like the solar guru experts that I go to. So we had to try charging up the battery on a trickle charger, and it didn't charge. It charged more than what it had been doing with the panel, but the trickle charger is so slow that I still don't know anything. But hopefully by the fact that it did charge more, doesn't mean it's the battery. So I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. But it was distorted, Laurel. That would make sense to me. And Amber says, Gayle, my John wants to help you with your camper work on it. That would be awesome. Right now, the camper has no nose in it because I haven't told Joe because he let us have the camper, and it looked fabulous. The camper looked pristine. It looked perfect from the inside until you stepped on the floor. And then there were soft spots in the floor. And then the nose had issues and where the water had leaked and come in. So right now we have no nose, so we can't take it anywhere to bring it down to you to get help. But we may do that once we get a little bit more on the camper. So, yeah. But Laurel, I can imagine how much that video was distorted. And Amber, you might want to keep in mind that when you make your videos, since you do some how-to stuff, you may want to keep in mind that YouTube may shrink that down to a square. It may affect how you want to film. I think it's going to affect mine. Right now, I've got about 6 in the queue that I'm trying to edit. But I think after that, what I'm going to try to do is really focus in on some of the details when we do something. I think that's the only thing I can think of to combat that. But yeah, we would appreciate that help. Yeah. And it would be nice if we could have it for events like this storm. We've both been trained for our church denomination's disaster response team. So we're on standby right now. It would be great to have a trailer that we could take with us and get the camper all nice and fixed up so that it would be a little more comfortable to sleep in for disaster work. And that's where solar is going to be invaluable. 2 things that are going to be really invaluable is the dog and solar. because Tomlin steadies me when I walk if it's a bad day, and I need that. And then solar, of course, you got to have electricity. So. Although I did joke earlier, and I said, one of the reasons why people may want to have us on their disaster response team is because I have a washing machine that'll work on solar. So we can have clean clothes because it'll run off that battery. So, but yeah, it'll be good to have the help. What? Let's see. Just checking on something here. Okay. That bothers me that I can't find that about service dog in training in my bookmarks. I'm going to have to keep on looking for that. Okay. Laurel says, where's Tomlin now? I like his comments. He is laying over here in the floor, doing what he does best this time of night, lounging. If my house wasn't a mess, I would flick the camera over just so you could see him. I don't know what difference that would make, but yeah. So. And Spider-Man's back. He says, I love snowstorms. Keep people in and glued to YouTube. Oh, I can't with the snow. No, I'm not ready for snowstorms yet. We're going to send most of the snow to Alaska, except what we need here. Amber says, Gayle, I was just told so far 9 deaths from the hurricane. She's an evil one. Yeah, I agree. But honestly, I know that number is going to go higher because it always does. But it amazes me that there's been so few deaths so far. You know, I mean, I think as far as that goes, I think the area is really lucky. You know, part of it is I think a lot of people heeded the warnings. I know some people didn't, but a lot more did. I just feel, and they said like over North Carolina in Robeson County that school is canceled until further notice. And that makes total sense. But it's so sad too, because for kids, school provides a structure. You know, they have their routine at school, they get to see friends at school, they'll have a hot meal at school. So I would kind of, I know right now they're using them for shelters, but school is so valuable to so many kids aside from the whole learning aspect. I hope they can go get those all up pretty quickly. No, Spider, it's not my husband, it's my dog. Well, honestly, Amber, sometimes it feels like we have to because of the dog, but what can we say? And it's worse in the van because he takes up all the available space. So. Yeah, that's a good point about school in another city or state. It's my understanding that a lot of the kids from Puerto Rico were sent to the mainland to come to school with friends and relatives and so forth who were here on the mainland. But it's sad. And like I showed the video earlier, and Laurel, it's on my Facebook page, and it outlines and demonstrates how the water level as it comes up, and it's mind-boggling. We used to live in eastern North Carolina, so I kind of know the area. And when they're talking about floodwaters covering bridges, I just can't get my mind around it. So. It's rough. And one of the few times in my life where I've ever been in a place where the National Guard responded to an emergency, one was in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and one was in North Carolina. So I know they've got a pretty good response, but sometimes that can be overwhelmed. I'm just praying for like everybody else, I'm just praying for the storm to just go away. And when I hear things like Cape Fear River is flooding, and, you know, having been in that area, I guess it just kind of hits closer to my heart. So, what can you do? Amber says, Gayle, do you like Tennessee better or North Carolina? Tennessee. Tennessee has fewer restrictions than North Carolina. We don't have a state income tax that taxes the average person, which I really like. Our state tax is higher for sales tax, but I'd rather pay it a penny at a time. In North Carolina, they wanted, I want to say $100 each to register our dogs. This has been several years ago. The registration on my car tags were higher. I want to say right here where we are in Tennessee right now, it's like $20 maybe to register the cars. And over there, it was much higher, much higher. I remember almost breaking down in tears after almost registering our cars in North Carolina because it was going to cost so much. And the woman was just really nice. She's like, well, honey, if your husband's here, if he's a student, you don't have to worry about it because that means you're an out-of-state resident and you don't have to register your cars and you don't have to register your dogs. But which was great. But yeah, I was really glad. The two things that I didn't like about leaving North Carolina, one is the schools where we were a lot better than the schools when we came back to Tennessee. But that can vary widely between where you are, even in the same county. The other thing is, I love the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill Hospital. They have been so great for both of my kids. So much so that after we moved here, when my oldest daughter, Stellar, she told her story on the other channel Wednesday, when she needed medical care, even after we had been living here and had been living here for 2 years, I turned around, I put her butt in the car, and we went back to North Carolina. And they fixed her up. So those two things I like better there. Everything else I like better here. So there you go. And that was nice of the folks in North Carolina. I mean, in Alabama to go to North Carolina. You know, it's one great thing about the U.S., I'm just going to brag on us, is I really like the way we respond to each other in natural disasters. Because when we had the fire here in Tennessee, there were people that came from California to our little section of Tennessee to help us fight the fires. And we've had people that left here in Tennessee to go to Florida for hurricanes, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm on the standby list for deployment for disaster response. Probably won't go for about another 4 weeks if I get to go. But we help each other out. You know, that's what we do as Americans. And I think it's one of the best things we've got going for us. So anyway, back to what you guys were chatting about. Sorry, guys, another rabbit trail. Sorry. Oh, Laurel's asking, what do people with service dogs stay during natural disasters? Okay, here's the thing. And I can answer this both as someone who has a service dog and has had for close to a decade now. I can also answer this as someone, oh, he's going out. Okay. I can also answer this as someone who has volunteered in a couple of different Red Cross shelters. When it comes to service dogs in a shelter, the Red Cross, where I was a few years ago, wanted to try to put people with service dogs in a separate, I don't remember if it was a separate shelter or a separate area. And that was because they didn't want people continually going up to service dog handlers asking if they could pet the service dogs. And the theory was it was a little bit easier for service dog handlers to go to a special shelter and take care of their needs. Now, that's what I was told. Personally, I think it was a load of crap. Service handlers, we get sick of it. Okay, but we're used to people asking if they can pet the service dog. And we know that. But I don't think you can legally make, and I have not called the Department of Justice on this to find out for sure, but I guess I could. I don't think you can make somebody with a service dog go to a different shelter. If it's just a pet, that would be one thing. But I really don't have a good answer for you. That's what they said with the Red Cross a few years ago. I will tell you that there was nobody that had a service dog at that shelter. But whether it was because we just didn't happen to have anybody that had a service dog or whether it was because of that crazy policy, I'm not sure which. I bet it was a combination. But that's just a hunch. So I would probably fight to go into a regular shelter with my service dog. But that's just me. They can't deny access on the basis of a service dog in a shelter. I think they have to have some sort of alternative. Because legally, service dogs can, as you know, can go most places that humans can go, and that includes a shelter. So, thank you, Spider-Man. We appreciate that. So, but that's a good question, Laurel. I may call the Department of Justice and ask them that, just so I know for future reference. That would be a good one. So I was pretty frustrated on several things when I worked at the Red Cross shelter. But you know, different people run different things, and the Red Cross has their system, and they know what works well for the Red Cross. So I don't want to down them too much, because they take care of a lot of folks. Thank you, Amber. We appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, but I'm sure you're talking to the handler and not to the service dog, because dogs are smart. They know when you're talking to them and when you're talking to a human. Laurel says, don't you think that they try to get around it by saying there's a safety issue? They might. Now, that was not the case in the shelter where I was, but it could be. What they said were those two things, that it would be all the kids would want to be all over the dog. And I get that. And I honestly, that is something that I would probably have a hard time with, being in a shelter with Tomlin. If a child came up that's in crisis and upset and having to be in a shelter, you're not supposed to pet Tomlin, but I don't know how I personally would react in that situation. So I don't know. But I will say that we were in a church, and there was a grassy area. So I don't know. I don't know all the ins and outs. All I can say is at that particular shelter, in that place for that time, that's what they were saying. Oh, she's a toy poodle. Okay. They're small and cute. But Laurel, you raised a good point and a good question. I'll see if I can't call them in the next few days. Or if you get a chance to, shoot me an email and let me know what they say. I know we've had problems with people who were in a shelter who had an order of protection back when I was working with victims of domestic violence, because if everybody's in the same shelter, how do you keep victims and perpetrators separate? We figured it out. Or I should say they figured it out, and I don't remember how. I just remember that the problems got sorted. Let's see, I'm just typing in right quick. It really bothers me that I can't find that bookmark. Oh well, I'm sorry. The joys of a crazy bookmarks, right? You guys know how that goes. Well, I think I'm going to have to run shortly. I'll give it a few more minutes. I got homework. I got crazy homework. I'll have to go back and check that out. The last one that I saw was a carousel, so I've got to go see if you posted anything after that. I am not getting notifications, and I'll just tell you guys, you may have heard me mention it before, but YouTube stopped updating my subscriber list like a couple of months ago now. So, and I'm hearing people say, oh, you say you're subscribed to my channel, but I don't see you. Can't help that. So I wonder, since they're not updating my subscriber list, if they're also not, like, if they're somehow treating me like my stuff's hidden, but it's not. So I don't know. But anyway, Spider says, and she don't smell like a skunk. Good. Tomlin still, like, if you get close to him and he's wet, you can still kind of smell it. So I'm like frustrated. If he's dry, you can't. You have no idea. Laurel, be careful about your dog if they ever get around a skunk. Just saying. It's been months now. And Laurel says that she knew someone who didn't evacuate because they had the concerns. If I had to evacuate, I would just show up and let them figure it out and probably argue with them. So, but I have a tendency to get in their face some, so I've learned. I'll be calm, but I'll be firm. But that's just me. But I will have to call. I will try to remember to call this week and get an answer on that. And if I do, I'll try to post at some point on it. I'll try to post the answer either on one of the Service Dog Friday videos and or my Facebook group. I'm really glad it didn't damage their area too bad. I'm grounded. Okay, sorry. I guess YouTube probably grounded me. Oh, because I did not get my homework done before I go to Livestream. Sorry about that. I've got a ton of homework. Get this, guys. My botany class, I have to do a major paper. I have to collect 25 different species of leaves and categorize them and put down like the Latin names and if they're deciduous or not, as well as their local names, and give the location, preferably by GPS, of where I picked up all the leaves. Plus, we have this paper to do. Plus, we have weekly quizzes. And that doesn't even count on the biology class. That's just for lab. The biology class itself, I have a major paper. And then they've got this 10-hour volunteer service requirement that I have to do and write a paper on it. Plus a couple of other like major deal things for this. And I'm like, botany, really? It's supposed to be all around plants. Crazy. And then I have statistics. But that's okay. It's just part and parcel of it. So anyway, getting me off the rabbit trail, back to the chat. Okay, she had 2 service dogs. Okay. Yeah, some people don't understand that either. But I've talked to a lot of people who've had 2 service dogs, especially one woman. She had one for mobility, but she also had a smaller dog that was her diabetes alert dog. Just because she had that one first, then they started realizing it. She said in the process of training her service dog, they realized that the smaller one was picking up on her low blood sugar issues. So then they started working with that dog and training it, hence her having two. So, and I can understand having the hesitation. That I'm going to call and find out about that. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. Laurel, he would probably do as well as I'm doing right now, especially in statistics. Yeah, it's hard to remember to tune in on a particular day and time. This last week, I was asked a question about service dog gear, and I know I've done a video on it before, but she asked, so I did another one, and it's on my favorite gear. But most of the gear can be used for any dog, not just service dogs. But anyway. Spider-Man says, your computer will start to smoke and say bad command or file name doesn't compute. Yeah, that's what my brain is doing. That's the way it goes. But I think it'll be worth it once I finally get the degree. So, or I hope so anyway. Big plan, survive school. Thanks. And I probably will. I actually literally have been before. I guess it was last semester or maybe semester before. Hang on. Honey, do you remember which semester it was where I stayed up all night and you wouldn't let me drive to school the next day?
No, I don't, babe. Remember that happening, though.
You remember it happening, but you don't know when either.
Is it algebra?
No. I'm thinking it was for English. Anyway, I don't know. But there was at least one night when I literally was up all night studying. And I remember I walked into the classroom. He wouldn't let me drive. And I actually walked into class and nailed that exam. I got an A on it. So, it's the what's wrong with the camper? It's the nose on it. I'll send you a private message in a little while. And Laurel says, what are you going to do with your degree? Well, I'm just getting the associates right now in sociology and plans to go ahead and get my bachelor's degree. After that, I'm not sure. I don't know for sure yet. I kind of want to be a photographer and be a humanitarian photographer. And I feel like if I go that route, sociology will help me better understand the issues so I can better tell the story. Because I've worked with victims who were homeless, both homeless in their cars and homeless on the streets and double that. I've also worked with victims of domestic violence. Actually went on a whole speaking circuit, book tour thing for that. So, and then there's the possibility I'll go to seminary, be a preacher. So I don't know yet. But right now, I know I've got to get through botany and statistics, and then we'll see. These are two required classes I have to have I have to have some kind of science, and then I have to have statistics. So we'll see. My life has just kind of done its own sweet thing. So we'll see. Yeah, it's been fun. This is not anything like what I had planned to do with my life. And it's not anything at all like the way I thought it was going to turn out. But things happen, both bad and good. And so I just roll with it, you know. So yeah, I would like to be able to do some stuff with photography that I think would be interesting. Something I'd like to offer is, you know, when women go into shelters, they're so bogged down with life and worries. And then when they go through the programs at the shelters and they come out, they just are sometimes so full of confidence that they look like somebody else. So I'd like to do, I think, sometime a photography thing where I take pictures of people when they first come in and take pictures when they leave, not for an exhibition, but just so they can have that, so they can see the difference. And then, you know, there's some things with homelessness that I'd like to do. And yeah, I'll probably be broke my entire life because there's no money in anything I want to do. So who knows? Then a couple more books I'd like to get out there, and you know, but I also want to have some fun and I want to do some traveling and meet people. So I don't know. I may want to go back on the speaking circuit. I don't know. But, you know, for right now, it's working on that associate's degree, and then we'll take it from there. So, yeah. I planned my life out so well. So you guys, okay. Well, I'm not too good at that, but I am learning to play the guitar, so that's a step, right? Laurel, that is great. There is in my Facebook group, I don't know if you've seen, I don't know if you're there, but there's a woman, Tanya. I don't know if you've seen her. She's probably been in the chat room some, but she's doing some nice artwork. She has cerebral palsy. So the fact that she can do artwork and ceramics at all has my utmost admiration. But it's great that people can use their artwork to help people because it helps you too. And yeah, so that's great. Yeah, I've thought about that, Amber. You know, the big thing about me and herbs is I actually kill plants. That's everybody that I know that knows me is laughing because I'm taking botany, because it's like the class that you would never expect me to take because I kill plants. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Plus, I need to take breaks in my life. Yeah. Yeah. But, you know, I do. It's just that sometimes when I wind up taking breaks, it winds up on YouTube. Like the $40 day trip series that I'm doing started out because we wanted to take a break and have fun, and we were broke. So, yeah. We took a nice trip the other day, though. I will tell you. We went to Fontana Dam. Look for a video coming out about that. Largest dam east of the Rocky Mountains, and it's in Fontana, North Carolina. They've been spilling water. So you've got like, I don't know how many thousands of gallons of water shooting out from the base of the dam, and the water is the ground rather is actually vibrating. It's the coolest thing. So we went up to see that. So because this is the western part of North Carolina, so they're lowering the lake level. So it's not funny. You take what you want to learn. I am. Of course, you also have to do the required stuff, but I try to take one class every semester that helps me just like go to school. For me, this semester, it's guitar. In the past, it's been pottery, photography. Just, I'm paying full tuition anyway. So if I can take a class that just will help me for personal enrichment that I'll actually enjoy, then I want to do that. That's how I have my basic life support certification. I needed a health class. They offered it. So I have my 2-year certification. It's been really good. Wow. Okay, Laurel says she taught a young lady that was blind how to knit. In one teen, I taught art in a co-op. Those are cool. And Amber says, we've not been able to go anywhere this summer, been stuck in the house, about ready to pull my hair out. Loom, yes. I got you that it was a loom. Hot, cool. Okay, I missed something there. Okay. But now, Amber, don't forget, we've got that big trip coming up, Chattanooga. We're going to do a meetup. That'll be fun. Amber and I met, gosh, a year ago in real life. I don't remember for sure now. I would have to go look on the video of it, but the Golden Corral where we met will never be the same. We've actually met a couple of times now. I bet, Amber, that the aquarium is going to be probably the most fun we've had, and we don't know when. Because it's such the aquarium in Chattanooga, the Tennessee Aquarium, is just a magnificent place to go, but it's that much better with friends. I'm going to see if I can find that. Let's see. This says it was a year ago. Now, why did I find that so easily and I couldn't find this? It's dog stuff. Oh, well. But yeah, I found this, Amber, a year ago. Hard to believe. So here we are. Ooh. Hard to believe. So there you go. It seems more like it was last week, though. Yes, Laurel, good point. Especially in a small Georgia town, you definitely don't want that to happen. It has been. I just noticed I was wearing a pink shirt then, too. I like pink. Oh, I know, Laurel. You're right. Absolutely right. So, well, everybody, it's 11:37. we've been having a lot of fun. I always try to keep these to about an hour, and I never make it. And I really would talk longer tonight, but I've got to get his homework done because botany is a Monday class and not Tuesday, Thursday. So, but thank you all for hanging out with me. I understand completely. So, but yeah, thank you all so much. Laurel, Spider, Amber, and everybody, thank you for the likes. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you all for being you. And I will see you. I'll be back online live on Wednesday at 3. On Wednesday at noon, I'll be live on my other channel. And let me post that link so I don't forget. Da, 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 da. So I'll be noon on that channel, 3 o'clock on this channel. Service Dog should come out on Friday, and Sunday at 9. I'll be right back here. So thank you all again so much. I appreciate you. And I hope life treats you well. And I'll talk to you next time. So thanks.